went to Kate Moss, Liv Tyler, Jennifer Aniston, Julia Roberts, Claudia Schiffer, Jennifer Lopez, Julianne Moore, Drew Barrymore, and Alicia Silverstone have in common. They were all 90s fabulous babes rocking out a 90s brown lip. And I'm here for it. Welcome back, Awakening Beauties. So happy to have you here with me today. My name is Robin. In case this is your first time joining me, this year I've embarked upon a no-buy year, which means I'm not doing any shopping. Basically all the fun stuff, clothes, shoes, accessories, housewares, fashion, beauty, skincare, makeup. So I have to make do with what I have. And I am loving this latte trend, let me tell you, because it brought me back to the 90s where I definitely rocked out a brown lip. And like Drew Barrymore, who tended to go a little bit vampy, I liked that vamp lip too. And although I am not a makeup professional, I do love makeup and I love beauty. So I just thought today I would put together my version of a latte look. And I'm a woman of a certain age. I am 50 years old, almost 51. And let me tell you, when I was in my 20s, I was rocking out that latte look back in the 90s. And trends come and go. And this one I really like. And since we're heading into fall, what better time than now to put together a brown latte look. I'm going to keep the face very simple as far as it's a Sunday afternoon and I got things to do. So I'm just gonna go in with my Bare Minerals and do a mineral foundation. Something easy, quick. If you've ever tried Bare Minerals, this brush that they make is really amazing. You just pounce it into the product and then swirl. It captures a lot of the product and then it really helps to like blend it into the skin. I didn't even use a makeup primer. I probably should have, but listen, I'm just trying to skip a few steps for ease of application. If you watched my video that I put up recently, depending on how I upload these, it might have been my last video. I do apologize that the camera angle was not great. I film with my iPhone and it's kind of difficult sometimes for me to tell what the angle is going to be. And so I do realize that I was kind of down like this. Sorry about that. I did my best to adjust it editing the video, but either way, I'm getting better with every video. Just stick around. It's getting better every time. So the thing that I've heard people complain about with the Bare Minerals is the way that it sits on the skin, and I have not had that issue. I really spend the time to buff it in. There's another, I'm forgetting her name right now, but she has a really good channel, and she used to work at Bare Minerals, and she talks about that this process, by using this kind of a buffing brush, that it kind of emulsifies. That's the word that she used. Here we go again. It was bright and sunny and now it's starting to get dark outside. What the heck? Every time I go to film a video, it rains. Never fails. All right, just taking that down the neck a little bit, blending it in. Not going for perfection today. Do I ever go for perfection? Not anymore. I used to be a perfectionist, but those days are behind me. Life's too short to try to be such a perfectionist. I'm going to use my Maybelline Eraser Multi-Use Concealer, and I'm in the shade 120. Really like this concealer. It doesn't, I took the little foam tip off of it because I hate those things. But yes, you can use concealer, liquid concealer or cream concealer over top of a mineral foundation. You just have to make sure you take the first step of really buffing in the mineral foundation. I love this double-ended brush from Cosmetics. You can lay it down and then blend it out. Maybe build it up just a little bit more. It's better to start with just a little bit and blend it out than to lay too much down all at once, as I'm sure you know. Okay, so for my eyeshadow primer, I'm just gonna use the Milani. This is a really good, it's funny because I have a tendency to not like something the first time I use it. So when I actually like something the first time I use it, it always surprises me because it takes me a little bit of time to decide if I like a product or not. But I actually like this. And for a drugstore price, it's really good. So I pulled together 4 of my eyeshadow palettes, and you know, I'm not gonna, sometimes the thing about this look is you can go cool toned or you can go warm toned. I've decided that I'm gonna go warm toned because most of the eyeshadows that are neutrals that I have tend to lean towards the warm side. I do have cool colored ones, but I just felt like with what I'm wearing today and what my mood is, I wanted to go warm toned. So I brought back out my Truth or Bare palette from Morphe. And this is a great palette. It's got lots of neutrals in there. I used it primarily in my last tutorial. And so I was able to accomplish most of the colors through this palette. But when I was making that video, I came across this eyeshadow palette that I have barely used. My husband bought this for me probably 4 or 5 years ago for Christmas. And it's an Urban Decay Boogie 70s eyeshadow palette. And so I came across a few shades in here that I really loved. And I thought, you know, that I might use this little corner here for this look. So I have that. And just in case, I have the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette in Ultimate Queen. So I have this one as a backup. I realized when I was making that last video that I don't have a lot of blushes, and this look really calls for very warm brown kind of blushes. And so all I really have is this palette from a face contour palette from a company called Luscious Cosmetics. Bought this a few years ago, and it's a 4-quad contouring palette, and I thought maybe I would use those for my blush and my highlight. And you know, because I'm probably not going to use blush. If it looks too brown, then I might pull back a little bit and add a little peach or coral, just something very sheer on top. But I'm going to play with the colors and see how it comes out. So to start with, I am going to lay down just a neutral color all over the lid to give it a base to stick to. I'm already liking that. Okay, done. We're not done. So I kind of just want to build it up gradually. I don't want to go in too dark all at once. I want to build up gradually. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with this color here in the Morphe palette and just gradually build up the outer V and the crease. I'm actually gonna take that across, because a lot of times I like to put a shimmer across my lid, and this look does not call for that. I'm actually gonna open back up my inspiration photo. Yeah, this in the inspiration photo, which I'll pop it up here. She's got a little gold going on in the inner corner, but other than that, doesn't look like there is any shimmer on her lid. It just kind of It's kind of an ombre effect, really, of, you know, lightest, just kind of ombreing out to the darkest. So I'm gonna take that color and just kind of smudge it under my eye to connect that. With my next color, I am gonna go into this Boogie palette, and this color is called I Like It. So I'm just gonna take that color and start building it up. Here it goes again. Add some of that to the lower lash line. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with this color called Outlandish. And is that gonna be too dark? It's got a lot of red in it. I'm almost tempted to go another direction. It's got a lot of sparkle in it too. And I kind of wanna keep the look very matte. So I think I'm gonna skip that. And instead, I'm gonna go into this NYX palette. I'm gonna use a more precise liner just to kind of lay it down a little bit more precisely out here. And I'm gonna buff it out, blending it together. The lid is throwing me because I think it needs to be a little darker on the lid. I'm gonna go in with the color next to it and put it across my lid just to try to get a little more definition in that lid. Yeah, that's better. With this kind of look, it's really gonna just be like blending, like building it up and blending it. Now I have that darker color again. So now I'm gonna take that color, bring it down just to connect it. I'm going to take a more precise angle brush and go into the darkest brown in this Morphe palette. She has her eyes tight lined. It does look like almost like black. I'm not gonna tight line. I'm gonna spray this. Every time I make a video. Never fails lately. You can, you know, with this look, if you like a wing, I like a little bit of a wing. So I might create a little wing. You don't have to. And I'm just gonna smudge it to smoke it out just a little bit. Blend a little bit more. That's looking really pretty. Okay, gonna smudge that a little bit and blend. And if you'll notice, I did not take that line all the way across. I kept it to the outer 2/3 of the eye. Now I am gonna do a little inner corner highlight, so I'm gonna take this color and this NYX palette. Okay, I mean, that's rather simple, but I think it's really pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows, and I'm just gonna use the two products that I used the last time. I used this e.l.f. Precision Brow, and I used GrandeBROW 2-in-1. I think I call it Grand in the last video. It's like, why not call it grand? I know it's grande. Oh well, things that happen while you're filming. I'm embracing the fluffy eyebrow, like Julia Roberts in the 90s, who had those beautiful eyebrows. I've intentionally left the cheek for last, simply because I'm nervous about it. But okay, all right. Let's. I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna do a brown cheek. Let's see how it goes. You know, it's just makeup. If you hate it, you can take it off, right? I'm intentionally using a very fluffy brush so that it doesn't pack on, that it just goes on nice and light. This came with a contouring kind of, when I bought this palette, it came with this contouring brush. So I'm gonna pack some down just to create a contour here. Contouring my nose a little bit. Let me go back in with this brush and blend it up. I'm actually thinking that looks really pretty. I don't know how it shows up. Again, things look different on film. I'm gonna put a little bit more, just deepen it up just a little bit more. Blend out the nose. I'm gonna take a little bit of the highlight color, put that on the tops of my cheeks. This is a great little palette. I probably should have been using this more. That's the thing. If you're a real beauty enthusiast, there are so many products that come out, and if you're not a YouTuber, if you're not there to just review products, you don't need that much. You need just a few basics and you can create a lot of looks. I feel like I want to take this highlight color and go a little bit over top of my lids. I know that was not the point of this look, but I feel like I just need it. I just feel like I need it, so I'm gonna do it. It's my makeup. I can do what I want. Yeah, that's what it needed. That's what this look needed. Just a little bit of shimmer right there. And that brings in the cheekbones to the eyelids. That is pretty. I am liking that. Just doing a little more blending. I see some people go way out with this outer V, and I guess it looks good on some people. I do want to add just a little more, just contour down here. I'm liking the way that looks. And I do think that this look goes well with a dewy finish. So I'm gonna use my Peach and Lily Glass Veil Skin Mist. I always like to put that on anytime I'm putting a setting spray before I do my mascara. And I'm just gonna take a beauty blender and just gently blend it together. Okay, I'm liking how this is coming together. I'm gonna do my mascara and then we'll do lips and we will be finished. Again, my only mascara I have right now is this Thrive Cosmetics liquid lash extensions. Hashtag not sponsored. If only they knew how many times I mentioned their product on my videos. I'm a little fish in a big pond. So I've seen this look with a very nude lip. But the thing about the 90s is you gotta have that brown outline, that brown lip line. I don't want to go overboard. I don't have very big lips anyways. So I tested all of my browns and neutrals, and I'm gonna go with the lip liner that I'm gonna use is this Milani Saucy Toffee. It's just a really rich, warm brown. Now the other day, I even used a brown eyeliner, and I liked the way that that looked, and it stayed on like all day. Probably because it's eyeliner. So I have a couple of choices. I have the MAC lipstick in Cherish, which I used in my last video. I think I'm just gonna put a little bit on, just in the center. I have a lip gloss called Pink Nude by City Lips, and I just feel like this might be good with this look. That's looking very 90s. I love it. I'm loving this whole look. I think it's really cool. It harkens me back to my 20s when I was a hot mess of a human being. What do you think? Well, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time. What do you think? Do you think that I captured the latte look? It's my first attempt. I think it came out pretty good. I'm very excited to wear this look in the real world. I think it's very flattering, and I think that was the right choice to go with the warm tone browns. But leave me a comment below. Have you tried this look? Who's inspiring you right now? Do you even care about the latte look? Do you want makeup tutorials? Let me know. I'm very open to what you guys think, and you know, this channel has never been a niched down type of channel. I got lots of interests, so I'm making videos about a lot of different things. But do me a favor, if you liked this video, please give it a like. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so you'll know right when I upload a video, generally once or twice a week. On Sundays is my typical posting day, but sometimes I'll throw something in on a Wednesday. I promise I'm not gonna clog up your notifications with videos every single day. Well, thanks a lot again, and until next time, you're doing great.